YouTube? It's Sudsy here, and today we're going to be doing a $800 gaming PC build. Now this build is great for VR and at 1080p at max settings, easy 60 plus FPS on any game that you please. So let's get right into the build, shall we? So for the case that we're going to be putting all of our hardware in is going to be, and my choice mainly because I like it because of the white and the ice white that it comes in, or the glossy white, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be going with the NZXT S340 mid-tower case. For our PSU, we're going to be using a Corsair CX430 that is also 80 plus bronze rated, so it should be pretty good. And with the build that we're using, we shouldn't need any more than 430 watts. For the next part, for storage for our OS, we're going to be using a 240 gigabyte SanDisk SSD. This is the Ultra 2, but the one that I have listed in the description is $20 cheaper than this one. But this is the only one when I bought the parts, is the only one that I could get my hands on at the time. So I would recommend getting the other one if you're trying to save a little bit of money. But if you want to get the extra, maybe I think it's $15–20, you can get this one, which is actually doing me pretty good. Let's move on to the next part. For the motherboard, we're going to be using a Gigabyte B250M-3S or DS3H ultra durable motherboard. It's an LGA 1151 socket. It's also VR ready, and to top it all off, it accepts up to the 7th gen, I think it is, Intel Core i5s and i7s, and it also supports DDR4 RAM, which is also a good thing. Not to mention, this is also a mini ATX board, and you're getting all that for a really good board and a really low price. Let's move on to the RAM. For the RAM, as you can see, it's currently not in the case because it's in the computer, but for the RAM, we're going to be using two 4 gig sticks or an 8 gigabyte kit of Ballistics DDR4 2400 megahertz RAM, which is also red, but I mean, if you want to go for the white to match the white case or whatever you want, I just thought the red was cool. I should have went with white. It would have been a lot cooler, but other than that, let's get on to the heart of the build, the CPU. Now here we go. We have the heart of the main system itself, the Intel Core i5 7500 VR ready CPU, coming in at $200 at the time of this video. It's a really good CPU price per gigahertz. It's really good, and so far I have no bottlenecking with it. I've streamed on it. I've streamed Dying Light at max settings, at 720p, at 100 plus FPS, even in the city. So this is a really good processor for $200. Now, for the best part about this computer, we got the EVGA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti Superclocked Edition, because it has 4 gigabytes of VRAM, which is more than enough for most games nowadays. But if you want to spend a little extra money, I would recommend getting a GTX 1060 mini 6 gigabyte card. I don't remember how much I were, but at the time of making this video, this card is $160, and this card right here is the reason why we need such a small power supply, because this does not need any extra power adapters. It only takes up to 75 watts, so it plugs straight into the board. So we don't need any extra power or anything like that, and it's still a beast of a card just for that reason. So let's get on to benchmarks now that we have everything put together. Alright guys, I just wanted to give you a little demonstration on the boot time. We got the computer all put together and we got it over here, and let's turn it on. And this Windows is on an SSD. There you go. Less than probably maybe 10 seconds of boot time. So that SSD is pretty fast. But anyway, let's get into the benchmarks.
to you. The desert lonely nights won't break me, but I'll stand by you. It could take a billion days, but I see it through. I climb the highest mountain, baby, just to be with you.
For newer titles like Miscreated Witches, I've been playing a lot recently. We have everything maxed out. We're in the woods. It's nighttime, and we're getting 60 FPS easy, or well, yeah, 63 FPS in the woods. Now we're by water, getting 70 FPS by water. We'll go into third person here, and I fell into water. Okay. We're in the water in third person at high settings, I think this is, and we're getting 70 FPS. So for newer titles, this works pretty great. Alright, so as this being an $800 build, this is also my main PC. You can see it right there. I also got a UV LED in there, but this is a really good PC for $800. You're getting an i5 processor with a graphics card and a 430 watt PSU. But if you want to get some room for upgrades, I would recommend maybe getting a 500 watt, which is what I have in there now. I had the CX430, but I upgraded to a 500 watt so I could later on get a 1060 down the road. But other than that, this computer is really, really good for the price. I really would recommend it to for any new builders out there for a good starting PC. But other than that, guys, that's been my PC build. Hope you all have a good day. Other than that, peace out.
All my diamonds shine, 'cause they really damn.